Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to be building the GeprRC Sparrow, and this is a pretty nice little 3-inch. It's super light, and it's known. GeprRC is known to do some good stuff. I have plenty of their stuff, and they've just been awesome. So that's going to be an awesome frame here. And for flight controller, what I'm planning on using is the HGLRC XJB. I think that's what it's called. I forgot its name. But I found this to be pretty cool. I mean, if you've been watching the channel, this one seems like it's going to be super easy to actually waterproof. And it seems to have some very nice specs. So that's a big plus on that perspective. And it does come kind of like a DYS style where it just has pins to connect it to the ESC. So it should reduce wiring and keep the overall system clean. And the ESCs seem pretty powerful. It's rated up to, I think, 28 amps as they stated. So that's going to be very good. It does have OSD, so that's a big plus. So that's what we're going to be using for flight controller. For motors, we are going to be using the Brotherhobby 1407 4100 kV. And these are pretty crazy. Actually, when I opened one and I spun it, I thought it was broken. Because look at that. That's just, I have never, ever seen a motor like this. So I ended up opening all of them just to double check. Was it really broken? Or is it just really that stiff? It's just insanely stiff. It's just crazy. I've never seen a motor like that. So that's what we're going to be using for motors. And for camera, we're going to be using the Runcam Micro Swift 2. And I chose this along with its VTX. This is pretty cool. This is VTX from Runcam, and it comes with spacers to actually have it just mount like so. And you got yourself a proper setup. So can you imagine all the space that we're going to be saving here? That's it. And for a receiver, we're going to be using an XM Plus. And we're going to be good to go. So, enough talking. Let me prepare everything, and let's get started. Alright guys, so first we're going to begin by soldering up the ESCs, and I'm going to try to possibly do something a little bit different with the video here to show everything and at the same time cut down as much as possible. So I currently have my soldering station running at 370 degrees Celsius, and it's best to keep it around 350 for these kinds of components, and depending on your solder that you're using. And we're not using lead-free solder. So as you can see here, we've heated this up, just tap it. Now this ESC, as you can see, the MOSFETs here are very close to the pads. So you gotta be very, very careful. And so you really gotta do all the way around. Very nice and shiny little balls. That's what she said, but yeah. Alright, so I'm gonna skip the rest and I'll be right back. Alright guys, so here we go, we got them all finished now. Now as you can see here, we have this side here, and I believe this is going to be for our power, which is some kind of JST or Xt60 connector style connector here for power. And we're going to be using an Xt60 because most of my small batteries are Xt60, so that's what I'm going to be using here. Here we also, I believe, have also another VCC, but here we could also take power, as I believe, and we will double check that, but I'm pretty certain if you wanted to power your VTX straight from battery, this is what's there for you. So that's pretty cool of them. So we're going to be leaving this. We're going to do this later on. And now let me just plug in the motors, and we're going to start connecting the motors into the ESC, and then we'll take it from there. Alright guys, so I'm actually going to do something a bit different here this time. I've actually twisted the wires, and we're just going to cut them to length, like right there, as you can see. So this is going to be totally fine. It should be pretty good, hopefully. And yeah, well, let's get started with this motor, and then we'll take it from there. So I'm going to quickly cut it here. And these are silicone. They're pretty soft, so maybe we can get away with just stripping them with our finger here. Usually you can do that. Yeah, perfect. Alright, so that's why I really love small silicone wires. You can just do this. Because with a stripper you could completely ruin it, and I've ruined motors like that before. So that's why I try to avoid small wires that are silicone with doing them with a stripper or something. Some kind of wire stripper. Alright. So those are good. Let's just add some solder. Okay, just get them nice here, nice and neat. I'm just gonna keep them floating. All right, so let's get started. And here's a technique I use. I know I have the helping hands, but these couple of wires don't really just. It's not going to be that time consuming to go grab the helping hand, so I like to hit it and then just push it with the solder on it, and then you get a nice solder joint. So this way you know for sure you've heated up the wire correctly, and it should be pretty good. Some people might hate my technique, And I know you guys are telling me, use a smaller soldering tip, use a small soldering tip. I know that, but I don't want that. I'm just so used to this now. I could totally use that one, but however, I got good news for you. I ordered that TS100 one, that portable one, and I'll just keep it next to me. And we'll turn 2 on, and we can get a overall good, nice little review on that guy, because I'm going to be using him a lot for a lot of upcoming builds now. Alright, so maybe we should have cut this a little bit shorter here. Can we tuck them under? Like so. Yeah, that should be pretty nice. So I think that's what we're going to do here. So let me just double check everything and make sure everything's going to come out great, and I'll be right back. Alright, so I've made them a little bit shorter this time. It's going to be a little bit better this way. And we're just going to get started here. So we're going to start with this guy right there. And let's just zoom in here for you guys. Alright. Start with this bad boy. That's good. That's perfect. And that's perfect. Alright, so that's going to be good. However, I should have twisted them a little bit better, but we can fix that later on. It's not an issue. Here, okay. It's this guy. Okay. And perfect. There we go. So we have nice wire management going on for us. Hopefully we can mimic this all the way around. So I'm going to basically do the same thing. It doesn't matter where we're going to wire them, because later on beta flight we will actually reverse those. So as you can see here, I have a lot of wire left over, and this you must keep. Well, you don't have to keep, but I do highly recommend you keep this, because this will definitely come in handy one day. So I'm going to skip over the rest of the motors, and I'll be right back, guys. Alright guys, so we have all the motors in place now, and it actually came out pretty cool. I'm really liking this whole braiding thing. It looks pretty awesome. I saw it in one of the micros I've gotten, and I kind of like that style. It's just pretty sweet. However, there's one thing I always keep forgetting, is to put a heat shrink over this and then shrink it. But it's okay. That's not a problem. We can do that some other day. But overall, it came out very clean. I'm actually very happy with this and very pleased with this. So I'm going to hit this side here with solder. And then we'll prepare an Xt60 together. Because, yeah, because we will. So let's just add solder to these guys now, and then I'm going to bring the flight controller in. We're going to take a look at it and see how we're going to set it up. So yeah, so that's it right here. We're done here. That's very good. Alright, so give me a moment and I'll be right back, guys. Alright guys, so we have the flight controller in place here, and we're just going to take a look at the pads that we're going to be using. I don't know if we're going to be using the 5-volt or the ground just yet, because we're going to have that special Runcam combo thing going on. And VTX, this is where our VTX yellow wire would go in, this is where our camera yellow wire would go in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do VTX positive and negative, and then 5-volt S-bus negative here for our receiver. And we'll also do these pads. We'll just prepare them right now, and then I'll bring the camera and take a closer look at the wiring diagram of the cameras, and we're going to see what we're going to do there. So let's just add some solder to these, so because I really don't know what we're going to be using just yet. So alright, don't do the same technique that I'm doing here. Sometimes it works beautiful, sometimes it just works absolutely disgusting. I think I put too much water on the sponge. Alright, so let's do this side now. Actually, it's going to be easier for me to do it like this. And focus, buddy. Okay, there we go. God, smoke just in my face. As you can see, I just skipped ppm because we're not going to be using ppm here. So that's all we're going to really need. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and grab the, what is it called? The camera and VTX, and we're going to see what we're going to do here. So just give me a moment and I'll be right back, guys. Alright, so let's take a look at this together. As you can see here, this is the VTX, and it does have the video already, and ground and negative. So it will just go in just like so, and that whole thing should power this up perfectly. So it's just meant for it. So you just stick this in and you're good to go. However, this is not what we want to do. What we want to do is we want to take this wire. We're going to have to cut it from here, I guess. Yeah, we're going to need 2 wires. So we're probably going to cut this right in the middle and extend it and then run it through the OSD because we need OSD here. And I really want OSD on this thing. So, okay, well, look, this is soldered on, so that's perfect. I like that. All right, can we desolder this? Is it hard? No, it should be pretty simple. So they should have put an option for some kind of OSD. It would have made life a little bit easier. So maybe they're just going to rely on you to use the OSD from this guy. But it's not good. Not at all. Alright, so, still a bit annoying, I would say. That's the word for it. Okay. Alright guys, so what I'm going to do is actually I'm going to cut the wire right here in half. And we're going to extend them. Hopefully we don't need to. Let's just see how close they would be. Yeah, we're going to have to extend them because they're all the way back here. So the camera in is right here. So the VTX one will extend. So, yeah, I'm going to cut it towards the end here because I'm going to extend this wire to run back there. And this wire is just going to connect straight to the cam input right there. So I'll just show you that right now. So V in right there, as you see it, V in. So that's what we're going to do now. So we're going to cut that real quick right here. And let's just zoom out so you get a better view. Towards the end, but I need to keep some, so I should be good. So this is, in theory, supposed to be like there, and we're good. We don't need the positive because it's going to take power from this guy here, which is super awesome. So let's just go ahead and remove this connector now. And we don't want to solder it in just yet because this will have to just be stuck with this guy wherever we take it now. However, what we need to do is we need to set this up. Now, the VTX here is pretty cool, actually. So it comes with these special spacers that'll allow you to remove these and have it just be right behind it like so. So that's just like an all-in-one kind of thing going on here. So I really do like this. To be honest, when I bought it, I didn't know it was going to do that. So I was very excited. I was like, what are these for? I was like, oh yeah. And then I remembered I've seen it somewhere, but I have no idea where I saw it before. And it just got me super happy. So actually, I think I lost the spacers. Give me a moment. Let me find it, and I'll be right back, guys. Alright, so I found the spacers and they're pretty cool. Check this out. So we're going to have to remove these 2 screws and we would stick this guy through. And as you can see, he's threaded also on this side. Then you get these other screws to screw in. So it's pretty cool. So let's just actually grab a screwdriver here and let's just start this process. Alright, so I've gone ahead and removed 1 screw and let's just take a look at this. So it would, in theory, or in reality, it would screw in like so. And they have these 2 jagged edges. So you would actually... I mean, common sense is telling me to grab a flathead screwdriver and just start screwing away. Yep, and that's how it goes. So that's pretty. I really do love this, actually. I freaking love this. This is insane. Oh shit, that's too tight. So yeah, don't do it too tight. Don't be an idiot like me. So let's just do this one together also. So I'm gonna move these guys to the side. They give you a spare also. So that's nice of them. Wrong screwdriver. So as you can see it, that groove right there, and then this will just go in like so and just start twisting. So let's just do that together, but this time don't go full-blown stupid. Alright, I think that's good. Okay, now let's just grab this guy and maybe we should zoom in a little bit more. Yeah, it's a lot better. And then in theory we'll just put those in and we should be good to go. And these are metal, these aren't plastic. That one is plastic, or is it plastic? I really can't tell. Yeah, it's kind of like, it's like nylon-ish in a way. So let's do this together real quick. So I'm just gonna put this guy through and then grab this guy. Yep, and voila, that's just beautiful. I'm in love here. I should have got more. Wow, this is insane, guys. This will make your builds absolutely clean, and I mean, I think it's only 25 milliwatt, by the way. Actually, I didn't even check its power. But that's like, I think that would be the only downside to this. But other than that, look at this. This is just beautiful. Obviously, we're not gonna need this guy here, so just cut him off from right now. Because we're gonna get away. There we go. Alright, so we're gonna have to extend this wire. And this one I think is long enough. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab me this one. This one's long enough, but what we can do is we can actually, this came with the VTX here, and we can just kind of steal it in a way. Let's see, which side is this? How small is this? Nope, we would need this one to put it there. So let's just do that now then. So we're gonna take this one since it's pretty long, and let's take the yellow wire here. I'm just gonna steal it. Give me that wire, buddy. Okay, so we got that wire. Now we're just gonna remove this one since it's too short anyways. We should have just kept it long and just cut it by the base earlier. That's totally fine, we'll figure something out later on for it. I'm just gonna take this one here. Nylon wires can be a bit tricky to get them through these because they like to bend. One of their best characteristics can also be their worst characteristic sometimes. Ah, it almost went in. There we go. Perfect, now we have a pretty long wire. So I'm going to cut it all the way at the end here. So, and keep these are basically beautiful, nice, tiny silicone wires. Can be used for anything, really. Alright, so now we have the, what is this? Yeah, this is going to be from our camera. This is our camera feed here. And we're going to need a wire for our VTX feed. So, I wonder if we could try to desolder this. What do you guys think? Let's go for it. If we could desolder this, that's going to be pretty awesome. From this side. Yeah, we're not. Forget it. We're just going to extend the wire here. There we go. Nice and beautiful. This one we're going to cut it around halfway. Yeah, how about here is going to be good. Just extending it as like so. Now we bring these two guys together to mate. Perfect. So as you can see, I made that a little bit longer because it makes our life a shitload easier. And obviously you're going to need some kind of tape or heat shrink. However, I do have heat shrink, so I'm going to be hitting it with heat shrink in a bit. So let's do some solder here to get a nice clean joint. Perfect. Alright, so we just extended this one. It was a little bit of extra work, but I mean, it wasn't that bad, so I don't have an issue with this. I'm just going to get a heat shrink in a little bit. Maybe we should get it now. Let's actually get it now because I tend to forget things sometimes. Alright, so I got this little guy right here. We're going to make him a little bit smaller. I just checked it was a bit too big. I don't want him to hitting the flight controller. So, yeah. Alright. That's beautiful, right there. Look at that. So, do I have a lighter around me? Yes, I do. I'm not gonna just prepare the whole heat gun for this, so I'm just gonna hit it with a lighter here. Try to keep it in frame, and that's it. We're done. So we got our camera, and let's just double check this so you guys don't get lost. So in theory, right now, we would take this and we put it the way that I kind of forgot how it goes, which I believe the pins are up, so it should be like this. Okay, so this is not fitting in because maybe we've tightened it too much. Yeah, we did, I think. So, okay, so let's just loosen the back board a little bit here. Alright, so I had to loosen the backboard a bit to kind of get the connector to go through. And now I'm just retightening it here and everything's fine. Alright, so let's just take a look what I did here. Alright, so as you can see, basically we've kind of cut the wire that goes from the VTX there because we need the OSD. So let's just move these guys here. So this yellow line is going to go to our video out, which is VTX on our board. And this line is going to go to our video in, which is from our camera to our OSD. As you can tell, it's coming from the camera. This will go to the OSD. It'll route through the OSD and come out through video out to hit this transmitter. And there we have OSD. So let me actually install this on the top part of the frame and take a look how it's going to be. So yeah, just give me a moment and I'll be right back. Alright guys, so I mean, it can't look any more beautiful and clean. Look at this. All we need is a receiver, which is the XM Plus, and he's right here, and I think we're done. It was just that insanely simple. So I'm very happy and very pleased and satisfied with this, how this came out. It's just, wow. This might be our like little 1407, 1306 motor testing quad, depending on how it's gonna fly. So I'm very excited. I'm very happy, and to be honest, I didn't expect this at all. This is like trillion times more better and cleaner than my previous one. So my previous 3-inch that I've ever built, which was the first, probably I think first quad I've ever built in my life. Alright, so let's see what we're gonna do now. So I'm actually gonna keep this for a little bit later, and we are going to do the receiver here, because that's just gonna be, we're gonna be basically stuck with this guy. It's gonna be pretty annoying to keep dealing with him. So, you know, like for example like this. However, actually I forgot, I don't know what kind of power this VTX takes in, so I need to double check this before I go any further here. Alright guys, so the VTX, actually if we take a look at this paper here and we flip it upside down, we see that it gives 4.5 videos out for the video feed. So that's what we're going to use. We're going to be using these two power. Video in is going to come from the flight controller because of the OSD, and this is the input here. So it takes 3.5 to 5.5 volts and it in the ground obviously. So we're going to power it off to 5 volts, so we should be totally fine there. Good thing I double checked this, and that's what we're going to do here. So we're going to be using these pads for 5 volt, and there's ground, and then video in is going to be from the camera, and then where VTX is going to be the other yellow wire coming through the VTX. So let me prepare now. We're going to leave that for the last step, and right now what I'm going to do is I'm going to prepare the XM Plus radio here, because it's small and I love them. But you know, I've noticed something lately. FrSky is going cheap on us. They're not giving us those nice see-through heat shrinks anymore, and I really hate this. However, it seems conformal coded here, so I mean that's a plus, but still an annoying plus kind of. And I'm very disappointed, and I hate to be disappointed by companies that I really like. So I mean, I don't know what to say. Anyways, let's just prepare this here right now. All right, so let's prepare this guy here. And if you do forget which one is signal and which one is whatnot, it tells you right here. So I always do forget. Where's the bind button? There's the bind button. So let's just flip it the correct orientation. Ground, S plus is top, and this is ground, and that's 5 volt. So you saw we had this connector from the camera, and I'm going to use these wires because they're silicone, tiny, and beautiful. So there we go. I think right there is going to be good enough. Let's do that. Okay, and again 5 volts in the middle, so we're going to do that right here. Let's just zoom in for you guys. So I'm thinking of doing live stream builds. However, I need to get myself a proper camera and a proper mic, because the current setup I have, I thought it would be good, but it was just a waste of money. And I would use my phone, which is what I record everything on. But when I'm live streaming and the battery starts running out and I have it connected, for some reason I do have fast charging, but it doesn't keep up and my phone just ends up dying. So I really want to kind of figure out a way to get a camera because I really want to do some live streaming, more live streaming stuff. I really do enjoy it with you guys. It's hella fun. And it's good because I don't have many subscribers and many people that watches. So I could probably, like, I could basically answer all of you and just speak with all of you. So I really like that. It's not just like a chaotic mess in there where I'm unable to talk to anyone. Alright. And here I found this one, but now in black. We need another color, or should we just not use another color? So give me a moment, let me find another wire and I'll be right back. Alright, I just found me another one. It's a blue one, so it doesn't have nothing to do with the other colors. So that's a big plus. And let's just make it a little bit smaller here. Alright, that's perfect. And here we go. Come on, little buddy. Hopefully we can figure out a way to waterproof that VTX if it's any good. And the camera. Maybe 3D print design something in a way. Alright, so let's just make them all these guys the same length because they're going to be in the same area really. Perfect. Let's bring this guy now. So as you can see, 5 volt S bus ground. So let's just do that now. So here's ground. Let's do ground first. For some reason, after Android updated, the camera isn't focusing as good as before. That's very annoying. Alright, so there's ground. Now S bus is next on the list. So here's S bus going in for the solder. Perfect. Now, oh yeah, that scared me. I thought it was 5 volt that we just did on. Okay, and 5 volt. Come on, Mr. 5 volt. It's gonna be right here. If it's not focusing, I am truly sorry, guys. Perfect. Right, so receiver's in. All we have to do is camera and VTX, and that's just gonna be pretty simple right now. It's just these wires here. So yeah, I wish they were a little bit longer, to be honest, but that's fine. I mean, nothing really to complain about here. So let's just see which wires would be easier for us to start with. Okay, so if we unplug the, oh no, because we tightened it, it's gonna be a pain. So yeah, I think that's the best way here. Let's just take a look at it. Alright, let's start with the VTX, which is all the way back here. So as you can see, this is our VTX wire. See the one with this one right there. So we're gonna take this to VTX here. I don't know why they named it VTX instead of video out, because here they put video in. They should have put cam then. I think this will kind of confuse some people. In the beginning it kind of confused me, but I quickly caught it. But some people it might be a little bit, tad bit confusing here. So let me just get this in place here. Alright, I'm gonna solder it in this way because our wire is gonna be heading out that way, and it'll reduce some of the possible stresses on it. So there we go, that's perfect. Alright, so we have our VTX out. This is after trial through the OSD. And now what I'm going to do is that we're going to get power now to the VTX, which is the 5 volt there and the ground there. So let's start with what's easier for us. I don't know, let's start with 5 volt here. So as you can see, I'm just stripping them with my finger. These are very nice. I really like the power wires here because they are silicone and they have a pretty thick, they're pretty thick inside, pretty solid. So I really like that. So that's gonna go in right there. And I'm gonna switch orientation because I'm gonna come in with the soldering iron here. Okay, I'm gonna put you to sleep like a so. Oh, that's bad. See what happened? This is our VTX wire here. Alright, well, that's kind of good, maybe. Oh shit. Yeah, it's gonna be way too short here. Alright, so what we're gonna do is now we're gonna remove this I'm gonna grab myself another long wire. And here we have a long white wire, which is what I'm gonna use. There we go. Alright, so we're just gonna put that there and then. Perfect. Okay. It's pretty long, and I'm gonna keep it long because this thing is just stupid that would just happen to us right now. Okay, it's gonna be a bit of a pain here. So let's take a look at this guy. That needs to go right there. Okay, so we're gonna use the motor here to hold this in place, and I should be able to come in like that. This is what pisses people off. Such a tiny place. I'm gonna use this fat ass head here, and it shouldn't piss you off. I get the job done. It shouldn't piss you off. However, I might just ruin a bunch of things right now. But I like taking chances. Ta-da! Nice. Okay, now the little bit harder part now. What I'm going to do is actually I'm going to put a little bit of solder on this wire here. It'll make it more stiff. It'll make it much easier for us to do things to manipulate it. Maybe that's the word. Alright. So let's take a look at this guy. This guy's a bit too long now. Yep, it is. So trim some of this guy off. That's a lot. That's perfect. And I'm going to pair him with my left hand so I can come in with the solder. Alright, like so. Okay, make sure you guys can see everything. And we're going to need to bring it in. I'm just trying to hold it with my left hand here somehow. Okay. We need it like so. Make sure the camera is focused. There we go. And this is the most idiotic way ever because I can't do this. So let me pair this actually. Alright, so like this is how we are going to do it. I'm actually going to be looking at this camera here. That's not a smart idea. I don't like that. Okay, I like that. And we fixed our VTX issue here. So, little nice pull here and there. Everything's fine. Now let's jump back to what we were doing, which is this guy. So we're gonna do the power for the VTX now. And like I mentioned, this VTX takes 3.3 to a 5 volt. All right. It's very nasty. Very, very nasty. That smell is disgusting. Okay, and what else are we gonna need after this? So we're gonna do the camera, which is the yellow wire from our camera, which is the V in, video in. You guys can see, yep, you guys can see everything. Perfect. Ground there, we sucked some of the ground's solder. So we have to add a little bit more here. There we go. This was like just an amazingly beautiful build. The only hiccup we had was that stupid VTX wire getting screwed up. But it wasn't really a big problem. Simple fix. And I've melted that guy a bit. perfect. I really do like this. We are actually done here. We just need to add some nuts for these guys. And let's just take a look at this. Wow. Insanely sexy. Oh, I really love it for some reason. Okay, well, that's really it. I mean, yeah. Should we add an LED? Because we do have some LEDs on this guy. I have no idea where I put them. Anyways, who cares about LEDs? I don't like LEDs. Just gonna add weight. Alright, so it's pretty accessible, as you can see here. We just moved that right there. This is pretty good. And yeah, oh yeah, we need to still add power to this guy. So let me put an Xt60 connector. I'm just going to put some screws on these guys, or nuts, to hold the flight controller in place. Come back, take one last look at it, and we should be good to go. So yeah, give me a moment, guys, and I'll be right back. Alright guys, so I found some 16 gauge silicone wires, and this is what I'm going to use right now. I recommend maybe 20, but I mean, this is what all I got right now, so that's what we're going to use. So let's just quickly get started here. I'm going to add some solder on the inside of this guy. Make sure you take note of the polarity because it's very important. You can burn the whole thing down, as well as ruin a battery with you. So, man, that smoke is just insane. I wish there was, like, we can get some fume thingies that don't make a lot of noise, because that would be a lot better, but you don't always get what you want in life. So I'm gonna go ahead and double check polarity. So this is ground, you see that? We almost messed that up. And this is positive, so positive is gonna go for red. That's just beautiful. It's very hot, so just be very careful. There's many ways to do this. Some of you might not like the current technique I'm using, but you know, I always use a different one every time I do these. It just depends on what I feel like doing. We can always add a little bit more on the outsides here, make it catch. This one wasn't good as that one. This one's just beautiful. It's still hot. Gonna add some solder into this one here. Okay, just get the solder ready. There we go. You guys are gonna hate me if I don't edit this out. Beautiful and ugly, just how I like it. Just kidding. Alright, screw this, I'm getting something. Alright, got myself something here. So let's prepare the solder. Alright. Okay, somewhat good. Beautiful, still hot. However, you know, this might be a little bit overkill for this such a tiny little connection area, as you can see there, but I mean, that's all I got right now, so I'm just gonna use this. If I just use any normal wire, it's just gonna get screwed over after all. So double check the polarity. Black is negative and red is positive, and we should get ourselves some heat shrinks before we continue, but it's too hot, so it'll quickly just shrink on this guy. So I'll be back in a little bit, put heat shrink, and then we're gonna set this guy up. Alright guys, so it is complete, and I have to say it is unbelievably sexy. I didn't expect this at all. It's super clean. I just have to mount this somewhere. I'll probably use like I don't know, zip tie, just have it to the side here, the receiver. I used super glue on these. These came with the frame. They have 2 holes for them, so I used super glue on the other side. Some seep through, but that's totally fine. It's holding very well. Might probably add a little bit more, but in a couple crashes I think they will come off. But I mean, the overall appearance looks pretty sweet right now, so maybe we'll put some hot glue on this guy. It should be pretty good. I'm just super impressed, and you know, I added these up here. I mean, it would look a lot cleaner, but you know, it's easier for me in the field to just tune it just right if I needed to. So I just went ahead and did that, and yeah, I can't wait to fly this guy. This is just going to be absolutely awesome. I'm very happy with this. I'm very pleased with this, how this came out, and it's just beautiful. I'm gonna add some tape on these so I don't ruin them after they get caught somewhere. And yeah, well, I'm super excited for this. I don't know how much it came up to weigh, so we're gonna actually weigh it in right now. But I'm very excited. I'm very happy. This is one of the best 3 inches I've ever built. This is actually the second 3 inch I've ever built. So yeah, I'm very happy with this. And I think this is going to be a performer. And this is going to be our little 3 inch motor testing quad. So this is coming in at 136 grams with everything. So I guess that's pretty light for a 3 inch. I do have another 3 inch next to me. Let's actually get its weight here, even though it has propellers on it. So here's another 3 inch right here. I think this will weigh a little bit more. 145, 10 grams. I don't know how much these propellers weigh, but maybe we'll put some and check it out. But overall, you know, 136 grams. I'm very happy with it. And I can't wait to actually get it tested. I think this is going to fly insane, and it just looks absolutely beautiful. To be honest, when I was looking at this frame before, I was just like, I don't think it looks that nice. And then now just like seeing it just complete, it is just looking insane. It's beautiful. However, this might fit a Runcam Mini, but a Micro. The Micro has this little notches here that you could fit it, and I think you could fit the Micro anywhere else, especially like the Mini right there. You probably fit it, so just take that into consideration. It's gonna be very difficult to show you what I mean. Everywhere it's flat except here, where it has this thing that just pops out, and that's where I mounted this here. Overall, I'm very pleased with it. I'm very happy. I'm very excited, and I just really can't wait to get it flying. So hopefully I'm going to get this flying on the weekend, and just enjoy it. I mean, it looks like it's going to be a beast. These motors are just insane. The magnets here are just hella strong. Like you could see my hands vibrate because of how strong they are. It's crazy. I don't know how it's going to perform, but hopefully it's going to perform good. Brotherhobby never let us down, and I don't think they'll let us down now. So, well, that's going to conclude it for this video, guys. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. And if you guys have any questions or any suggestions, feel free to let me know. And I will see you next time. See you guys. Take care.